I am delighted to join you all today at the official launch of the Renewed Hope Initiative project to accelerate the birth registration in Nigeria. The aim of this event, in collaboration with UNICEF, is to provide a strategic action plan, mobilize leadership and political commitments with a view to accelerating birth registration as part of civil registration and vital statistics systems in Nigeria. I hope that this action embarked upon today will get us on track to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 16, Section 9, Subsection 2, I quote, a legal identity for all, including birth registration, unquote. It is important to note that a robust and efficient civil registration system is pivotal to our development and governance. This ensures that every live birth is recorded and forms the basis for policy, planning, and service delivery that meets the needs of all Nigerians. This is more than an administrative task. It provides the foundation of our social security. Our children, the treasure of our nation, should be guaranteed their rights and privileges from the onset. A well-functioning civil registration and vital statistics safeguards these rights and ensures no violation goes unnoticed. Based on the recent data from the Nigerian Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey, Report 2021, about 24,977 live births occur every day in Nigeria, whilst 50.3% of these live births, a little more than half of the children under 1 year of age, had their births registered. Only 36% of these children received birth certificates. I salute the commitments made by His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, when he launched the electronic civil registration and vital statistics system alongside the National Geospatial Data Repository and the inauguration of the National Population Commission on Civil Registration and Vital Statistics on 8 November 2023. However, there is an urgent need for a strategic shift in the registration of the significant lives, even as birth registration for every Nigerian child to have a name and nationality recognized under the law. The Renewed Hope Initiative, as part of our social investment program, is committed to supporting the efforts of the current administration to accelerate universal free birth registration and certification, especially for newborns under the National Digital Civil Registration and Vital Statistics in all health facilities and communities. To all parents, birth registration is vital. It is the child's legal proof of identity as a Nigerian, without which children will not be fully recognized by the government. They could miss out on government's provision on health care, education, and other social amenities. Without a birth certificate, children will be unable to prove their age, and this puts them at a great disadvantage. I therefore encourage all parents to register the birth of their children, obtain authentic birth certificates recognized by the government. I seize this opportunity to thank UNICEF for its leadership and commitment in supporting the government in this particular effort to advance the registrations of birth and issuance of birth certificates to our children. I sincerely appreciate UNICEF country representative, Mrs. Christiane Munduat, who first called my attention to this very important cause. Thank you so much. I also congratulate the National Population Commission, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, the National Identity Management Commission, and Banksford Technologies Limited, the private sector partner, for their bold initiative to ensure that a national identification number is issued to every child at birth starting in 2024. That is why the Renewed Hope Initiative is launching the 2024 Commemorative Birth Certificate to support the government's birth registration drive. This particular certificate will be issued by the National Population Commission for the births from 29th August 2024, like the ones we just saw today, to 31st December 2024 with the RHI logo. So this is just commemorative. It will be back to business after December 31st, 2024. I won't tell you how we got to that arrangement, but at least we have it going. Thank you so much, MPC. I thank all our RHI state coordinators and first ladies of states and other critical stakeholders for being here. I charge you all to take this advocacy to your respective states and local communities to ensure that every Nigerian child is counted, considered, and cared for. God bless all our children. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But before I take my seat, I'm going to just quickly respond to the Dean of Agbo and also His Excellency of Shonga. They said two important, causes that I would say it's very close to my heart: youth and also the education of the girl child. Our youth, yes, as a lifelong teacher, I know some of us parents, we have failed in that respect, and but hope is not lost. And that's why the Renewed Hope initiative of the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President really holds sway, in the sense that, people have to renew our hopes. What we are doing now is not something that have not been done before. But we believe that, civilization, social media has really taken its toll on our youth. Our youth just want the good life without knowing how to get there. Hard work is not a sin. This is what has got us here. And when we look at NIMSI, they say, youth are not doing. Engineer Odushote is a brilliant person. And I remember when, Mr. President took her under her wings, she was even still single, and if I'm not a confident woman, I'll say, what is my husband doing with all these young girls? But, I just take them as children and trusting what my husband sees in them and just keep watching them. And look at what she's doing with NIMSI alone. And I remember we did when I was in the Senate, there was a particular program I had trying to introduce our young people back to work. I got jobs for them, and Engineer Odushote happened to be with what agency then? La SEPA. Okay. She had an agency then, and I remember sending her about 10, or is it 10 or 20? 20 young graduates. I said, just let them work, introduce them back to, they've sat down at home for too long. Let's introduce them back to work. And the program is called Work Experience Program. You see, because I have so many things on my head. Work Experience Program. And that work experience, we took about 230 of them, or 40, and I paid them a month's salary. Then it was 30,000 minimum wage. I paid them 40,000 for 1 month in my district. I remember a particular girl, what I did was to pay them half and say, after the end, of that 1 month, I'll pay them 20,000. One took the 20,000 and told my staff, she can't wake up in the morning to go to work. So she's not doing it. But we didn't give up. Most of the people we gave training to start work with them, they retained most of them. A lot of the places we sent people, they were actually retained. I hear you, sir. I'm going to see what we can do. You all say, First Lady, this. Our office is quite a glorified one, as it is. democratically. Whatever I do, my leader there in the Senate is smiling because we don't have any budget. Even somebody took me to court. We are even in court that, there's one line item in the budget for me. But I said I don't know about it, but we are in court. So we are an office that is keenly watched. But you can see that the money I spend, I flaunt it to everybody because I get them from well-meaning Nigerians. So I'm not afraid to tell them. We have a we have an audit report coming. We are working with, our audit reports is going on. Somebody is accountable when it comes to, Professor Ihobere can tell you, if I can get grant from Ford Foundation, I'm quite accountable with that. So I don't really bother about that. But I'll see what I can do because I remember the Minister of Youth approached me that they have certain grant. We'll see what to do with them, but it's through farming still. The Ministry of Agri, they are taking Young Farmers Club, which we are taking from primary school to secondary school. We are starting that. And I think for university, before they leave, since there's a grant with the Ministry of Youth, we can also have them so that they can teach them how to have their own farms before they leave the university. So we have to give them incentive. You can't tell them to work from morning to night. If there's nothing to give them as an incentive, it won't work. So we are going to do that. And for education for the girl child, we have the alternative high school that UBEC is building all over. The particular school, I don't know if you know about it, there's a creche there. They have vocational training center, and they go through their high school diploma as well. So Lagos State had one when my husband was governor then, and it's been running for the past